and the thief in front of her who killed his teammates to pocket the money alone is no exception. As soon as one of them falls, she picks up the gun and fires a finishing shot into his head, then fires another shot into the person happily counting money. 12 years later, Ava becomes a bride in a pure white dress, walking down the aisle with the man she loves. Ava's husband is from a wealthy family. Their love story is like a fairy tale of Prince Charming and Cinderella. Although born into a prestigious family, Derek never cared about her status or background. He loved her smile and everything about Ava. Seeing him Rida will leaving all his assets to Ava, in case he dies on their wedding day. Despite his father's strong objections, it's clear how much Derek loves his wife. During their honeymoon week, Ava is taken by Derek to a paradise island, where his grandmother lived decades ago. They travel by private plane and stay in the island villa left by Derek's grandmother. Both of them have a very comfortable time here. While having dinner at a seaside restaurant, when Derek is away to use the restroom, Ava is about to face a tragedy. At this moment, a local guy named Manny comes to talk to her. He introduces a highly anticipated tour package, promising to make her and Derek's honeymoon an unforgettable experience. The first night going to the nightclub at Ava's request is not smooth. At first, they both dance happily in the bar, until Ava catches the eye of the gambling boss Big Biz. Although he already has several girls, Ava's seductive beauty makes Big Biz unable to take his eyes off her. When Big Biz tries to push Derek away to conquer Ava, she refuses. Seeing him hit her husband makes Ava extremely angry, and she is not afraid of any thugs here. Ava uses punches, kicks, and chokeholds very skillfully, making them suffer greatly. Seeing the unstable situation, while Big Biz and his henchmen fall, Manny quickly takes them away. After an unpleasant night, the second day Manny promises it will be a healing trip for them. They will play zip lining in the forest with the fresh air of the island. They easily pass the first 100m zip line, so Derek continues to challenge his limits with the 1-kilometer zip line the second time. The distance is too far, so Ava, who is afraid of heights, asks not to play. At first, Derek is still very happy, but when he reaches the first 500 meters, the safety line suddenly breaks, causing him to cling to the cable. Seeing the unstable situation, Manny zip lines to save him, but he doesn't have enough rescue techniques in this situation. As a result, Derek falls from a height of 100 meters to the ground. With this distance, the chance of survival is almost zero. Ava's heart is extremely anxious at this moment, but she still tries to calm down to run down the mountain to find her husband. After determining the direction Derek fell, she quickly asks Manny to call an ambulance. The ambulance arrives quickly, but the medical staff doesn't allow her to get on the vehicle due to some insurance policy that Ava doesn't understand. Due to the language barrier, and her husband's condition cannot be delayed and must be treated promptly. Therefore, Ava agrees to let the ambulance leave first, and she will take Manny's car to follow behind. Driving into town at high speed, Ava inevitably has an accident. Fortunately, the car owner knows Ava's situation and doesn't make things difficult for her. He even gives her a ride to the hospital. It is at this moment that the real tragedy officially begins. When Ava asks the nurse for her husband's room number, she is told that there is no one named Derek here. Ava searches the entire hospital but still can't find him. Asking other nurses still gets no response. She searches all the medical facilities on the island, but Derek's whereabouts are still a mystery. Ava can only helplessly burst into tears because she let Derek go missing in such a critical condition. When she goes to the police station for help, she encounters police officers who don't know foreign languages, so Ava is initially asked to file a missing person report. While waiting for a response from the police, she contacts Derek's family. Derek's parents and sister arrive to find their son. They finally meet Officer Garza, who speaks English. But the missing person procedure is too complicated because everything needs to follow the correct process. Ava is still very patient and shows the picture of the tour guide Jojo to prove that what she said is true. They go to the rental location from the previous time, but are told that Manny is not the owner of this place. The owner doesn't know who Manny and Jojo are. The facility guarantees safety and is not open on Mondays according to the trip of Ava and her husband. Fortunately, at this moment Ava discovers Jojo. She immediately steps forward and points out that this is her tour guide. But he says he doesn't know who Ava is. Everything in front of her is pushing Ava into a situation of lying, as if she is staging a scene to kill her husband to enjoy all the assets. Moreover, the footage of Ava being violent and hitting people in the bar the previous day is like evidence. The police believe she has violent blood. Even so, Ava still tries to distribute missing person flyers everywhere, but still can't find Derek's whereabouts. At this time, Ava's father-in-law believes the baseless fabrication that she is the one behind her son's disappearance. The conversation between the two is full of criticism, and her entire husband's family leaves the island the next day because he believes that even if he stays, his son cannot come back to life. Staying on the island to find her husband for several days without any news, Ava risks trying a strong measure. She ties up Jojo and zip-lines him to the middle of the mountain and asks him why he lied. Unexpectedly, the footage is considered by Officer Garza as Ava threatening and coercing, so it is not convincing. He says that a dangerous person with violent blood like Ava from today will be deported from the island forever and will not be allowed to return. Giving up is a phrase not in Ava's dictionary. While being handcuffed and led back to the mainland by Officer Santos, Ava comes up with the idea of asking to go to the bathroom. Only Santos insists on not removing the handcuffs for Ava. The situation forces her to use the beauty trick, because with her hands tied like this, she can't even take off her pants and has to ask Santos for help. Seeing the beauty walking lightly in front of him makes Santos very embarrassed, especially when Ava asks him to get toilet paper to wipe for her. It makes Santos even more uncomfortable. But while Santos is off guard, she kicks him unconscious, then removes the handcuffs and jumps into the sea before everyone's bewildered eyes. By the time the passengers on the ship understand, Ava has swum to the other side. Ava takes her wet body ashore and confidently walks into the hotel as if she is a VIP guest here. After showering, she borrows a set of clothes and returns to the bar from the previous time to continue investigating. As soon as she steps to the door, she encounters Manny. Ava takes the opportunity to follow him into the men's restroom. While taking care of business, Manny is immediately pulled by the hair from behind. Before he can recover from this awkward situation, he is directly dunked into the toilet by Ava. Then Ava starts asking him about Derek's situation, and if Manny still stubbornly refuses to speak, she will let him suffocate in this toilet. Manny also admits that he was the one who called the ambulance, but the car that Derek was taken in was a different one. He was the one who joined hands with Jojo to lead tours for profit, but unexpectedly let this unfortunate incident happen. Not knowing if it was compassion or dizziness from drinking toilet water, Manny suddenly agrees to help Ava. He even takes her back to his house and lets Ava rest for a night. The next morning, they both track down the two paramedics who took Derek. On the way, they discover a cockfighting farm symbol that is identical to the tattoo on their bodies. They immediately go to the cockfighting farm to investigate clues. To prevent Ava from causing a big scene, Manny volunteers to go inside to investigate. Videos are sent out one by one, and finally Ava discovers one of them walking out of the cockfighting farm. Ava immediately drives after him and leaves Manny behind. After chasing him, the last place Timo disappeared was in a small alley, but he discovered Ava following him and played a sneak attack. Unexpectedly, the ambush failed and Timo was stripped and tortured by Ava. After repeating that he was wronged, a knife was stabbed into each of his internal organs, causing Timo great pain. Unable to endure anymore, Timo revealed the name of his teammate who went with him before, named Omar. As soon as he received a message that there was a new job, Omar came to find Timo immediately. Unexpectedly, when he came to where Timo was dead, he held a gun for self-defense but was snatched by Ava and killed on the spot. After this incident, Ava is suspected by Officer Garza of killing her husband and assassinating the two paramedics to cover up the clues. He doesn't give Ava a chance to explain, but directly sends people to escort her to the main headquarters to await the verdict. But it's all a play staged by Officer Garza. Where she's going is not a police headquarters at all, but a remote mountainous area. Seeing the two police officers digging in front of her, Ava understands the situation, how painful it is for Ava to dislocate her own joints to remove the handcuffs. But at this time she has no other choice. As a result, the two police officers want to bury Ava alive under orders from their superiors, but unexpectedly she counterattacks and kills both of them. In the middle of the night while Garza is fast asleep, he receives a call from Ava that she is in his daughter's room. Although he is the one behind the plot to eliminate Ava, in his family Garza is a good father. Seeing Ava sitting next to his daughter, Garza puts down the gun in his hand. Then he starts confessing everything. His family and daughter are grateful to Dr. Abelard. Garza received a request to cover up Derek's death, just because Dr. Abelard was negligent during surgery. His entire medical career cannot be ruined, so Abelard asked Officer Garza for help. Unexpectedly, the person they encountered was Ava. Realizing the honest confession from Garza, Ava gave him two choices. Either die in silence with a knife, or die loudly with a gun. Knowing that he cannot survive tonight, Garza has to accept going into the bathroom to die in silence. Before leaving, he does not forget to give his little daughter a farewell kiss on the forehead. The last thing he can do is not let his daughter witness her father's painful death. Ava has never cried in her life, even when insulted by the bastards. When she is about to be humiliated, she stands up to counterattack and doesn't shed a single tear. But when she hears that Derek is dead, she cries like a child. Because he is the one who changed her, let her know how warm this world is. What she needs to do has been done. The death of the one she loves is irreversible. Therefore, Ava decides to return to the path of violence to deal with all those involved in her husband's death. First is the nurse who betrayed her conscience and hid the truth that her husband was admitted to the hospital here. Ava stands for mourning and waits in front of the hospital gate. Then she closely follows the nurse's car when she discovers the target. When she gets out of the car is also when Ava attacks unexpectedly from behind. Next is Dr. Abelard. She uses a plastic bag to cover his head, making him suffocate. The action is repeated countless times, making him not know when he will die. Finally, Abelard honestly confesses that Ava's husband is still alive. The proof is that Derek appears on the camera under the escort of a group of thugs. Dr. Abelard also confesses everything at this time, that Derek is being kidnapped by a person named Lugo to perform a bone marrow transplant. Just because he is a person living in wealth and has a healthy lifestyle, Derek caught Lugo's eye as soon as he was transferred to the hospital. Lugo suffers from a strange disease and needs quality stem cell bone marrow to transplant into his body, and Derek is the most suitable person. The story of his death is also just a play, staged by Abelard after receiving a large amount of money from Lugo. But the doctor doesn't know. It is because of this lie that Officer Garza was pushed to his death. Realizing that he was too wrong, Dr. Abelard agreed to join hands with Ava to help her rescue Derek. As a habit, seeing beautiful girls he likes to touch, Lugo uses the excuse of searching people to ensure security and then takes the opportunity to touch Ava. After a while of searching without finding any problems, he lets Ava enter the operating room. Lugo himself likes to see the scene of others in pain. He is extremely cruel to order Dr. Abelard not to give Derek anesthesia while extracting bone marrow. Seeing Derek in pain makes him extremely happy. But Lugo doesn't know that Ava has given him a dose of anesthetic in the 4-bag. When he realizes that he is about to faint, Ava reveals her identity. Then she quickly shoots down his henchman and rescues Derek from this place. But they haven't gone far when Lugo's men chase after them. But Ava is not surprised by these gunfights. Her speed and shooting skills help Ava easily defeat the enemy. She continues to help Derek escape. Although her leg is seriously injured, Derek has never cried out in pain, because he knows that only by escaping from this hellish island will they have a chance to survive. With the help of Manny, they were able to escape Lugo's pursuit. But unfortunately, in front of Manny's village there is Lugo's subordinate intelligence. He quickly goes to Manny's house to search. But they are not the kind of people who sit still and wait for death. So in a moment Manny helps the two to a safer hiding place. Partly to protect Ava and her husband, partly to protect his own family. Because Manny knows that if Lugo finds out, the three of them will hardly survive today. Fortunately, Manny's people are all united. Although they are hiding 2 Americans who are being hunted, they still calmly watch TV as if nothing happened. From old to young, when Lugo asks about the whereabouts of Ava and Derek, they all shake their heads. Because the enemy is numerous, guerrilla warfare is the tactic used by Ava and her husband. Every time an enemy searches, they are ambushed by her husband and wife. When Lugo finds out, his henchmen are no longer many. Everywhere are the corpses of his henchmen, making Lugo extremely angry. Finally, he discovers Ava, but to deal with her is even more difficult than going to heaven. Although he is a man with an advantage in strength, Lugo's fighting skills and ability to withstand blows are far inferior to Ava. After a period of fighting, Lugo is beaten to a pulp and has a knife to his throat. Derek is found by the police at this time. They also try to dissuade Ava from killing people anymore. But the police have been bribed, so if Lugo is released, the 2 of them will only die. While hesitating, Big Biz appears. He steps forward and grabs Lugo's neck in an instant, then declares that Lugo's actions will cause this island to lose all tourists. From then on, prostitution, gambling, and tourism services on the island will also freeze. People will starve to death because they have to be self-sufficient, so everything must put the safety of tourists first. Then Big Biz offers to pay double to the police and says that Lugo is just sleeping. Indeed, people with money and status have a very prestigious voice. At this time, Ava and Derek are officially safe. Both are supported by Manny to rent a boat to return to the mainland after a stormy honeymoon. Manny really wants to welcome the 2 back to the island. Whether Ava and her husband want to come here again or not, I'm not sure. The movie has also ended here. If you like it, please leave a like and a subscribe to the channel. See you in the latest videos. Goodbye and see you again.